Hello everyone, welcome to Red Snapper. My name's MJ and this is Snap or Pass, a series where we look at the brand new cards coming to Marvel Snap each week. And this week there's a bloody injection full of cards coming to the game via the new game mode Sanctum Showdown and the Portal Pull, which gives you a random one of 3 cards including Laufey. Laufey is a 4/5, on reveal, steal 1 power from each other card here. In this video we're going to be looking at the other Portal Pull cards available alongside Laufey and talk about is it worth actually using your resources to get these cards. We're going to give you some deck ideas, cool locations, synergies counters, all of that fun stuff, and there's some very interesting new play lines you can do with Laufey which I'm very excited to talk about. If you're new, please subscribe. I do Snap or Pass every week for all of the cards coming to the game. So I hope you enjoy them and let me know in the comments below if you do like them. There's still actually loads of you that aren't subscribed. Literally thousands. Thousands of you watch these videos and aren't subscribed. So it really helps me out. It would mean a lot if you subscribe too. So please do that. Anyway, on with the show. Let's talk about Laufey. He is a card available in the game. And I think he's going to fit into these archetypes the most. Clog, Affliction, on reveal, and maybe a good cards deck. I think good cards he might fit in nicely. So, it is another stealing ability card. He targets your own cards as well as your opponent. I've read that out badly. Let's try it again. He targets your own cards as well as your opponent's. So he presents unique interactions, which we will talk about with both the synergies and the decks that I've come up for you. He can be easily copied, duplicated, and there's lots of other synergies. So, think about Absorbing Man, pretty good. Grandmaster, there's ways to make this guy very hard and, there's ways to make this guy very big. And he feels like the most proper card from all of the Portal Pulls. This is the high road. Like, if you Portal Pull and you get this guy straight away, I think that's going to make you think, do I stop there? I think it might do. Oh god, I hope that doesn't happen to me. Anyway, pros of the card. He has very high potential impact, able to get up to the equivalent of 413 if you're only accounting 4 cards at your opponent's location. Actually, if you think about you have 3 other cards at your location, that goes even higher. I mean, the equivalent is you're stealing from yourself and you are gaining, but he himself is going to get much bigger. Is a much needed additional support and new play line for Annihilus, and I think he is actually quite versatile. It seems like he would fit into a lot of decks. If you consider they've just got a random location where they've played maybe 3 cards and you haven't played anything, you play him down there, he becomes a 4/8, but actually equivalent power there. You've also stolen 3 from them. So he's actually like a 4/11. That's better than a Colour Obsidian, better than a Crossbones and everything. So in the right situations, he's going to feel really, really, really good. Cons. He's fully resettable by Shadow King. If you consider that same location, you're stealing power, they can play a Shadow King down, reset it all, you've just played a 4/5, and that's going to be a really big swing for them. That's going to be a big win. He is easily counterable by other cards as well. And he has quite low base stats. Like if you can't trigger him for whatever reason, he's just a 4/5. But let's talk about some favourable locations with him, of which, and of course the bad one, of which there is quite a few. I mean, of course there are other bad locations as well, but just like over the top bad with Laufey, might as well just get it out of the way, is nowhere. It's not going to trigger, and you are basically, I mean, unless you have to, you're never playing into nowhere with Laufey. But good locations include Camartage is crazy. Camartage is particularly good because it's an attractive location, generally speaking, for your opponent to play at. So they're going to swarm stuff in there, and you're going to get that double steal. That's going to feel absolutely crazy. The only thing you need to be careful of is that you don't go over and above the 10 power and get Shang-Chi'd. Dark Dimension is very nice. If you can ensure that you don't have priority at the end of the game, you can play Laufey into there first. None of your cards are revealing, so you're not stealing from your own cards. Their cards reveal, you steal, awesome. Cloning Fats is going to be super nice. Imagine, again, it's an attractive location for your opponent to play into, so they get a couple of things in there. You play the Laufey down on 4. You get maybe like a 4/7 out of it. But actually the equivalent of a 4/9, you can play that again on turn 5 and it's even bigger. You do take 1 off of your original Laufey, but fine. Bar Sinister could be very interesting. Imagine they play like a 10 power card in there and they got 40 If you play Laufey in there, your Laufey is actually coming down as a 4-9, but stealing 4 from them. So the equivalent of like a 4-13. And then your next one is a 4-9 that is stealing 4 from them again. And of course only 1 from yourself, and so on and so forth. And actually, I hope that my 10 power there was a good example. I do wonder what the highest power they could have in that you play and steal from and just win. I wonder if like 12 power, if they have 12 power, like they played like a Hulk in there or whatever, I wonder if Laufey actually beats that. He might. Asgard, they're going to flock to it, try and get that card draw. You can card draw. You can steal that power from them on turn 4 even, and maybe even try and swing the location a little bit. Valhalla's going to be nasty. If you can play him down on turn 4, get that double hit, that's nice. Nexus is nice because that power that you're stealing is actually stealing across and taken away from all the locations, so that's pretty cool. Sinister London, again, similar to cloning vats and whatnot. And Monster Island isn't necessarily a good one, but for example, if you don't have Shang-Chi, you can play it there and you've made your monster un-Shang-Chi-able, so that's pretty cool. Let's talk about some counters though, because it is not only Shadow King, as we already mentioned. The annoying thing about Shadow King is, in the instance of Laufey, is literally resetting everything at that location. So you go down to 5 and their cards go back up. So it's really not good. But Luke Cage, the recent changes to the Luke Cage Steel interaction means that Luke Cage, if on the board, will now just completely stop Laufey from even stealing. Like, it's going to be a nightmare. So yeah, we don't like that. Cosmo, of course, Cosmo prevents on reveals from taking place. So it won't happen, will it? And Green Goblin. If they play Green Goblin in a location where you were going to Laufey, you're now reducing the power of that Green Goblin. However, maybe you're playing a clog style deck. And so let's talk about some synergies here. We've got Green Goblin on our own synergies. You play the Green Goblin, you play Laufey down, you're getting an extra -1 on the Green Goblin, and you're gaining power, so it's the equivalent of like a 4-7, but you've also blocked them there, so like it's extra bad. So that seems pretty good to me. Yellow Jacket. You might be thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Why is Yellow Jacket a synergy? Think about Viper. In fact, I didn't have time to put Viper on this synergy thing. I've been working all day on these slides. So yeah, I would have really added Viper in here. But you've got this new opportunity between Yellow Jacket, Laufey, Viper and Annihilus. Okay, think about this. You're around a Hood. We've got the Hood here, okay? You play the Hood. Then you play Laufey. Then on turn 5, you can play Yellow Jacket and Annihilus and send across like a -5 Hood. Seems good. But okay, maybe that's predictable. Maybe they know what you're doing. Another random location. Let's say you had Spider Ham or something like that, or even like a 1 power card. Spider Ham is a 1 power card, so let's use that example. Let's continue with the example I'm using. Spider Ham. Okay, you play Laufey on the Spider Ham. You've now got 0. On turn 5, you can play Yellow Jacket and Annihilus and send over a -1. You're just extra clogging them. And then somewhere else you've played Madness. Somewhere else you've played like a Hood. So they've got that coming to them somewhere else. Maybe you played the Green Goblin somewhere else as well. Absolute mega clog opportunity. I love it. I love the Yellow Jacket thing here. And not out as of time of recording, but in about a week-ish, we're going to get Diamondback. Diamondback is coming into the game, so I really wanted to mention Diamondback in this. Diamondback has an ongoing ability where enemy cards here afflicted with negative power get an extra -1. So that is just going to be crazy with Laufey. That is so good with Laufey. Because yes, actually, when you do play the Laufey, yes, you do get the affliction on the Diamondback yourself. But all of those cards that you're stealing power from your opponent actually get -2 instead. That feels like it's going to be really nasty. Especially as, in those first couple of turns of the game, you see where they're playing their cards, you target that location, that's going to feel nasty. And of course Annihilus. I love it. I love it. So here's the deck ideas for you. We have got Tricky Clog. This is our budget deck. We always start off with a budget deck for you lower collection level players or you newer players. But there's some spicy stuff in here, although actually you do need to have kind of quite a filled out collection because we've got a lot of different cards in here, especially ones that have recently dropped, like Sasquatch. But anyway, So you play out your early game stuff like your Zabu, because we do ideally want to get a little discount on our Laufey or a man thing. So you play out your Zabu, or you just want stuff to play out early. Zabu, Echo, you can stop there, potentially stop their loot cage. And then, heck, if you need to, the hood and all that sort of thing. Turn 3, this is where our game plan properly starts. We either stick a green goblin over to their location, or we debris, we clog them up. Turn 4, we might want to Laufey. We can Viper if we want to, or we can steal some of more of their power with Rogue. But ultimately, basically what we want to do is like clog them up and Laufey. We can do the tricky stuff like yellow. You can still do the tricky yellow jacket trick. Yellow jacket and send over the Viper thing. I feel like I'm running out of steam saying this deck. Yeah, this is fine. But at the end of the game, you can do like a Sasquatch, especially if you did a couple of things on turn 5. Sasquatch might actually drop to 4 or even 3, and you can do that alongside a Viper and be really surprising and disruptive and stuff. So, could be good, and especially alongside the Demon as well, the Demon that you've created via Hood. So, a lot of surprise power at the end of the game. But I'm much more excited by this one, Annie Reborn. This is a premium deck, so we've got a couple of Series 5s in here. This is like a bit more of a traditional Annihilus style deck. So we've got things like Jeff, we can move stuff like... In fact, we might have a Jeff at the location that we plan to Laufey. Maybe you did play... Okay, think about this. Hood, Spider-Ham. Maybe you play Jeff there. On turn 4, you move the Jeff and you Laufey. And then you can Annihilus. Or, alternatively, maybe you didn't Laufey. Maybe you Sentry'd. You can Sentry into Annihilus. In fact, you can Sentry, Yellow Jacket Annihilus. Extra big, we love it. And then on the final turn you can either do like your Demon and Cannonball, or Demon and Annihilus, or you just have already played out the Demon and you can Eliath, or you Shang-Chi, whatever. Loads of options with this. I think it's pretty cool. We've also got a nice fun kooky little Iron Patriot in here as well, because actually I want to talk about the Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot will maybe encourage them to play in that location and they try and win it. So either you Laufey them in that location and punish them, or if they didn't do that, you get a free or cheap additional thing, which you can hopefully do at the end of the game, especially alongside a Cannonball, that's really strong, or alongside the Annihilus, that might be really strong as well. I don't think we've had many frame breaks in this video, which is normally something we do where we say something funny and we come out of the... I'm just trying to do a funny voice. Wow, there's literally children attacking each other. So anyway, let's talk about the final deck that I had for you here. This is called Punk Slam. This is a pretty similar deck to the last one that we played, but a bit more emphasis on the clog and the auto clog. We got Green Goblin in here. We can do like the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin. Green Goblin, in fact, with the Rocket Raccoon and Groot is really nice here because they might play at a location, get additional affliction, and then you can move out of there. Again, Laufey works fun here actually with Grandmaster. Consider that. I've still got the Yellow Jacket in here, guys. I'm obsessed with that combo with either the Viper or the Annihilus. We can hammer down another location with Man Thing. Hopefully, in fact, with maybe the Green Goblin and the Man Thing, that might be enough to win one location. And then at another location, you might Laufey. And you can actually trick them. And on the final turn, you can Grandmaster to move the Laufey to the middle location, and then you've still got 4 power, so you could do something like a Viper there, or move the Rocket Raccoon into there, or you play your Demon there, or you even play the Yellow Jacket first and then move Laufey in and then play the Demon in there and stuff like that. So yeah, could be very cool. And remember the disruption alone that Spider-Ham does have, so this could be really interesting. I think if I get Laufey, this is the kind of deck I'm going to be playing with and seeing if it works. I do love Annihilus and I like experimenting with him for any new playlines there. So yeah, could be cool. If you're new, please subscribe. I think I mentioned at the start of the video actually that you should bloody well subscribe anyway. But yeah, please like the video as well. That helps me out. Let's talk about the star ratings for Laufey. Laufey. Barely even know how to pronounce it actually. But overall, I think he's a 3.5 star card. I do think he's above average. I think he's a solid card and a good card. Definitely think he's going to feel strong. Do not underestimate ability. Like I said, I know that the decks I featured were all pretty similar and clog focused, but actually I do think there is opportunity for Laufey in general. I think he's just going to be a general use, great 4-drop card. And in fact, I think he's going to be a really good one from Iron Patriot as well, or card generation in general. I think you'll generally be happy with Laufey. From a fun perspective, 3.5, yeah, I think he'll be fractionally above average. Being able to steal all that power, I think is going to feel good. Within the archetype, I think he's 3.5. I think for Clog, he'll be good. a good addition. And from a competitive standpoint, funnily enough, I've actually given him a higher score than everything else. 4 stars. I do actually think he'll be good, and it will be annoying to play against as well. So, ultimately, I do think that Laufey is a snap. I think collectively, the fact that all 3 portal pulls cost 3,600 of this currency, I think that's good. I think to get 3 new cards to your collection, I think that's good. That's personally what I'm going to be trying to do, rather than the other rewards. Now, as at time of recording, it kind of remains to be seen how achievable that is. We don't know how easy it is to get all 3 of these cards, especially if you want some of the other rewards as well. So maybe you can do a couple of your portal pulls. Hopefully you avoid the Uncle Ben, and maybe you want like some borders or some other stuff, some of the rewards available in the Sanctum Showdown shop. But yeah, ultimately here Laufey is the high roll. If you do 1 portal pull and you get Laufey, I think you'd be pretty happy with that. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. My voice just about managed to hold on for filming 4 of these back to back. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.